Hey guys, welcome back to Is Your Six Covered. Appreciate you showing up. So, I think today or yesterday I put out a video about scales and trying to get the perfect percentage, and I was using the Frankfurt Arsenal, a very inexpensive budget kind of powder charger per se that a lot of reloaders use. And I took those and I put them in a Ziploc bags, and I brought them over here just to kind of get a sample of what my scale is reading, how close it was. Now in the background you'll see right here that there is a diamond, and this is a very high dollar scale. It's a lot different than per se the scales that we use. So one of our great friends on YouTube, Bad Billy 429, he was asking, well, what will a $500 scale do? So basically this scale here, it's an RCBS. We're going to go ahead and load up 41 grains. It's going to come out of it. We'll do 5 sets of it, and we'll see what kind of differences we get between each drop. So it will beep when it's done. So I'll punch in 41 grains, and we will see after we bring it over to here what we're really getting. So let's find out what we got, and then for those of you, maybe, I think, trying to remember back from that video, I think it was 0.25 or 295 was the differences I got in 2 loads. I didn't bring over 5 of them, but we'll go ahead and use the high dollar. Basically it's a trickle charger slash scale, but then this is where most people, precision reloaders would be putting it into the case after it comes out of here, because it is a good unit. It's an expensive unit, but having the ability to have this, the diamond scale, you can really find out what it's dropping. So let's get started. We'll turn it on. And we'll type in 41 after it does its deal. 41 dispense. So right now it's going to do 41. So if that was a load you were going to do, and you were, say, loading 6.5 Creedmoor and you wanted to load 41 grains, after this thing beeps, we'll know that it's completed. But then this is where most people would put it load it into their shell casing. And for some of us, we're gonna weigh it one more time to confirm. So now it's beeped. I'm gonna move over here to the scale. And we're at 41.140. 41.135. Okay, so now it's settled. The star went up. So we're looking at 41.135. And I'll try to remember all this as we go. I'll probably have to go back through the video, but I'll do 5 samples and we'll do an average, and then we'll see how close we are and see what happens. So now we're at 40.995. So we're so we're at 40.995. So 5, would that be hundred thousandths or thousandths off?
Sorry.
40.995. So that'd be 5,000ths off. So that is like almost perfect. That would be something that I would have loaded into the thing. So let's do it again. All right. So this will be the 3rd drop. 41.305. So that's 3/10 of a grain. No, yeah, you call it basically 3/10 of a grain over, which is a third of one more grain. So that's a lot. So we'll do dump 4. So this is 41.015. So that's pretty darn close to 41 grains. And drop 5. And then I'll pull all the numbers together and see what we got for an average. So we're at 40.930. All right, so we'll put all the stuff together and I'll throw it in the link below. Look at that hair. Got a Coda Boy 32 hair action going on right now. So so this scale is Diamond MCT 500, made by OHAUS, OHAUS. I don't know how much it cost. I don't know anything about it other than it's very, very accurate. So with that said, there is something that X-Ring was telling me about, and he was telling me that this style, the style I have, the Frankfurt Arsenal, is kind of on a trampoline style where the weight goes
tension scale.
This one is a lot different. Ray, you can jump in here anytime. But this one's completely different. So,
yeah, guys, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but on this OHAUS unit, what I found out was even using the best reloading methods that I could, it was hard for me to get into the single digits for standard deviation because I was doing everything else properly. And I thought, you know, a $400 RCBS Charge Master would get me there. I mean, 90-something% of, you know, PRS shooters use it. It's good enough for most people.
yeah.
And it is possible to get into single digits with something like that, or even like a balance beam. But since I picked up this OHAUS, which they can range anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to like $36,000.
$36,000?
$36,000.
That's a lot of ammo.
There's a huge range there. Now you're talking about lab grade scales where you're literally you're needing resolution down to 5 thou or something like that, or diamonds in this case. It was a lot easier to get more consistent velocities and get those standard deviations down into 2s and 3s just because of the errors that I was seeing in the Charge Master. Now, there's nothing wrong with the Charge Master. It's probably me and having my just obsessive
OCD?
compulsive. Yeah, exactly.
But I will tell you this.
But it works.
When you go from here, you put it in there and you want a number. And for this test, we were doing 41 as the grains. When you take one granule,
one kernel,
one kernel granule
kernel that I have in my hand, it will measure.
It moves. The scale moves when you put that.
It actually moves quite a bit.
You can put a half. So when we're going with the dipper, all right, that thing goes in there, right, and the scale shows whatever it is. It's either over or under or whatever. Every once in a great while, it'll be perfect, but out of it's not. You saw the deviations and the numbers will be in there, but we'll sit there and we'll scoop one granule, and sometimes you'll put that one granule back and you can find a half granule.
Yeah, because like using H4350 that we're using for a 6.5 Creedmoor, that is an extruded powder. Basically, it's a chopped rod.
Yeah, long.
So you've got long pieces, little pieces, and that's just why when you use something that's cutting your powder, like this dumper here, this is a bench rest one. When you're using something like that, you're actually cutting your powder when you throw, and you'll get inconsistencies, basically.
Yeah.
That's why when you hear people talking about, oh, that spherical powder, that meters so well, it's because they're little tiny spheres, so you're never really
You're
cutting
not cutting nothing.
Yeah, so yeah, when you get into these extruded powders like that, I found there's a huge difference just between these little tiny kernels.
Since we're talking about all this stuff, I'm gonna reach over and grab that thing, and then. So this is probably 10 times better than what I have.
You can have it.
But
It actually works, and it works well. It's a Lyman. A lot of people use these. It's just like the RCBS Charge Master, just smaller. And guys, this Charge Master will do everything from saving your favorite loads to trickling them out. It'll tell you the count on how many throws you've done. The Lyman will do the same thing.
That was cool.
And this works just as well. It's a little more cost effective, but it works off the same principle. I've tested these two against each other, and they're very, very similar.
Are they?
Yep.
Yeah. So that what I was kind of getting at with this one is, when you have the ability, he has this one along with this one, and this is the one we use. And I don't know what the price difference is between the two of those units.
And that one's actually this right here, the Lyman, the Gen 6.
Okay.
Compact touchscreen. So yeah, Merry Christmas.
So that's the thing, guys. If you're really trying to do a kernel, you might want something like that. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's pretty long. It's 12 minutes long, but
I want to add one other thing.
Most people,
I would never use any of this stuff for pistol or anything like that. But when you're getting into extreme long range, shooting a mile or something like that, if you're already spending so much time prepping your brass, getting everything right with your primer pockets, your flash, your deburring inside out, and when you do all of that, this is just a small extra step. It's very small.
There was someone that had commented, and sorry, I can't read it because we're videoing from the phone, but they were like, if you're going to get that consistent with the grains,
yeah,
and I've never seen you do this. You may do it when I'm not around. But
they weigh the cases,
weighing the cases, making all that.
Well, you can actually.
Is there a lot of difference?
There are some differences, but most people will not measure. You can actually measure that. Some guys will get to the point where they actually do that with water, and they'll measure it, the internal volume.
Wow.
Now, not all brass is equal. Now, that's taking it to a step I
don't
even want to go to.
And all that
heck
stuff.
with that.
But you know what? Second round shot.
That's it.
See you guys on the next one. Hope you like this video. If not, oh well. Just hit this button and I don't care. See you guys.
See ya.